the rise of KSI. Now we all know KSI, one of the biggest YouTubers in the UK, but not a lot of people know that he's an OG in the YouTube community. They don't know about the FIFA videos, about the skits, okay? And at this time, KSI was blowing up just because of how funny he was. Now in 2013, KSI got a group of friends in the UK in which they started the Sidemen in 2013. Now this meant big things for KSI because that meant more content on FIFA and also more challenge videos. And now what happened after that? Well, KSI, yes, he did skits here and there. Yeah, he started playing a little FIFA, but he kind of died off. You know, gaming YouTubers really die off after a couple of years. So what did he do? Well, he went and moved on to LA, where he joined the Cloud Gang with FaZe Banks and Ricegum, in which this move started beef with the Sidemen, in which they went constant back and forth diss tracks, in which was probably the biggest beef and the biggest diss tracks of the whole YouTube community. Now, what happened after this? After KSI got on a big feature with Ricegum, KSI went at W2S, in which made Bazinga go back at KSI. What happened after this? Well, apparently it was all faith, and he went back to the Simon house, in which they welcomed him back with open arms. Now, this was a big movement for KSI because at this time, he also got called out by Joe Weller, another big YouTuber in the UK space. So, what happened in this fight? Absolutely incredible performance by KSI. Absolutely schooled Joe Weller. And now at the end of the fight, he called out both the Paul brothers, Jake Paul and Logan Paul. Obviously, Logan Paul, as the older brother, took the fight. Deji took the younger brother, Jake Paul. Now, after this, we all know what happened. Logan Paul and KSI draw. They weren't satisfied with that. And guess what? It sold 1 million pay-per-views just on YouTube. Incredible. One of the most hyped, the biggest YouTuber in the US, one of the biggest YouTubers in the UK going at each other in a big stage like the Zone. Now, what happened in this fight? Obviously, we seen KSI got knocked down by an illegal punch, but KSI had too much heart in him. He went on and still won the rounds. At the end of the fight, he won by decision. Now, what did this mean for KSI? Well, obviously, he could go on to box J Paul, or he could have went on to box other fighters, other influencers. But what did he do instead? He took a big break of boxing and went on to make music, go on tours, which was great for KSI, in which he got big features: Rick Ross, Little Baby, Little Dirk, Polo G, big features. But this wasn't even the peak of his career. Okay, so what did he go on to do next? After he seen that the YouTube boxing space was growing, what did he do? 2 fights in one fucking night. Absolutely incredible move by KSI. He fought Luis Pineda, in which he schooled a real boxer, and then he went on to fight Swarms, which he dogged him. Obviously, you know, we didn't really expect much from Swarms because all he is a rapper. He's not a boxer. So who did he went on to go fight after the Luis Pineda and Swarms fight? He went on and fought Face Tempter. Now, it was a backup from Dylan Dennis because Dylan Dennis backed out of the fight. Again, I think he should have fought Slim because Slim beat Face Tempter, which means he was better than him. But even though it was a great fight, KSI absolutely schooled, absolutely whooped the shit out of Face Tempter, knocked him out in the first round. Absolutely incredible. Now, what did this show? This showed that KSI not only had skills, but he also had power, which is a big thing in boxing. It's what makes a boxer a great entertainer. So what did he do after this? Well, he got a lot of controversy saying it wasn't enough. You know, it wasn't a real boxer. It was just a whack YouTuber. Okay, so what did he do? He went on and called a real boxer, a real champion, which was Joe Fournier. Okay, so remember, this guy is a real boxer. He has fought him for years, a real champion. And what did he do? Well, he was controlling the fight in round one, absolutely dominating him. And then he hit him with a nasty right hook, in which it got Joe Fournier dizzy. But then an illegal, which I think it was accidental. I don't think it was on purpose, but an accidental elbow. Now he got a lot of controversy, a lot of backlash from this, but I honestly think that if the fight was to go on, he would whoop the shit out of Joe Fournier.
Now, that was just his boxing career. That was just on the boxing side of things. What else does KSI have? Obviously, he has the businesses with the Sidemen, but he also has his own personal business with Logan Paul, the Prime Hydration Energy Drink. This is a big thing for KSI. Multi-million-dollar company, and soon scheduled to be worth $1 billion. Now, what's the future for KSI? We know that it's been announced that he's going to fight Tommy Fury on October the 14th. Now, this could be big things for KSI, or this could ruin KSI's reputation. Considering the fact that if he beats Tommy Fury, he said he will retire. And to be honest, I think it's a big thing, and it's also a good thing for KSI. Because, he beat the dude who beat Jake Paul. So technically, if you're going technical wise, that means he's better than Jake Paul. But at the same time, not really, because it's two different styles. Him and Jake Paul have two different styles. So it's like, we still need to see that fight, and it's not the same thing. You didn't just start boxing by calling out Logan Paul and Jake Paul and not end up fighting both of the brothers that you called out. So it doesn't really make sense. But at the same time, if he loses to Tommy Fury, I still think that it's not the end for KSI. Like Tommy Fury told Jake Paul, if he loses to him, it's not a big deal because at least he lost to a professional boxer. He could still go back and fight these other influencers. But if he does lose to Tommy Fury, then it perfectly sets it up, Jake Paul versus KSI. I don't know who's going to be the A side. I don't know who's going to be the favorite, but it's going to be a good fight. But to be honest, I think that fight, regardless if KSI loses against Tommy Fury, I still think that fight is nowhere near from happening. Only because they both have big egos. The egos is going to get in the way of signing that contract. Is it going to be on Misfits or is it going to be on Jake Paul's side? That's the real big issue. So the overall analysis of this video was KSI's amazing rise to becoming to where he's at today. He had a past. It was going somewhat all right, and it took years. It took years of effort and years of money to get to where he's at today. And I'm pretty sure only the future could tell. And it's pretty obvious that only big things and bigger things are going to come to his future.